After only a few days on Prince Edward Island, our quickly diminishing vacation days dictated that it was unfortunately already time to leave. As you may recall, when we traveled to the island from Nova Scotia, we did so via the Northumberland ferry service. The journey was friendly, relaxed, and at a little over an hour, fairly quick. Plus, to top it all off, the entire experience was completely free. You see, visitors to Prince Edward Island are only charged on the way home. I suppose that makes sense from a tourism perspective because, much like the warm and welcoming islanders themselves, this arrangement makes it easy to visit and difficult to say goodbye. In any case, we could have simply taken the same ferry service back to Nova Scotia, but that would have meant quite the detour in our journey back to Ontario. So instead, we opted for a slightly more direct route across the sea. One that required so much engineering prowess that it didn't even exist as an option until the final years of the 20th century. We were about to drive across the 12.9-kilometer Confederation Bridge. So that's the toll booth over there to get onto the bridge, and we just parked for a minute next to this road truck, a little bit newer than ours, but similar. We're gonna go inside. There's an information center and I think some information about the bridge probably, and we also want to get some lunch, so we were thinking maybe some french fries before we leave the island, since PEI is all about the potatoes.
All about the potatoes.
Absolutely. And so are we. We're all about the potatoes too. Let's go check out this thing. I think it's a section of the bridge. Hopefully not an important one, because it's not currently in the bridge. A fixed link to PEI was first discussed in the late 1800s. The proposed concepts ranged from bridges to tunnels and even a permanent rock-filled berm, but public support was never strong enough to get anything past the idea stage. The topic was revived in the 1950s and 60s, but it wasn't until the late 80s that it finally got the attention it needed. Construction began in 1993, and the Confederation Bridge officially opened in 1997. The project employed approximately 5,000 people and cost $1 billion Canadian dollars. The entire structure was built on land in sections like this one, and then carefully assembled over the water.
How are we paying?
Credit card.
Credit card. So you don't want to go to the cash one. Remember we got in so much trouble in Quebec?
Yeah, dude. 2 axles only. Credit or debit. Okay, got it. Oh, I'm not putting it in the machine. I don't even talk to anybody. Oh, cool. It's processing. Do not remove. Approved. All right.
Wow, that credit card doesn't have an end.
Yeah, exactly. It just keeps going and going. Receipt. There we go. The bridge toll as of 2015 is $45.50 Canadian, or about $34 American.
Hey, so you know what?
What?
I don't like bridges.
Yeah, I know, you hate bridges.
I hate bridges.
Especially bridges that are high.
Yeah.
Over water.
Yeah.
So as it turns out, you can actually see a lot more of the ocean than I remember.
Oh, you know what? You were in a car, weren't you?
I was in a car.
Yeah.
Oh
see
yeah,
how
look,
much
see that
slower
car?
you
They
are?
can't even see. Oh, perfect. All right, so if you're going to do the Confederation Bridge and you want to see anything other than just bridge, you got to get yourself a van. When designing a structure of this magnitude, countless details must be considered and methodically planned. For instance, the 1.1 meter walls on either side of the bridge were added to serve as a windbreak, but also to decrease visual distraction. Gentle curves were incorporated across the overall length to force drivers to concentrate on the road and to reduce the potential for accidents that are believed to be more common on straight highways or bridges. Over 7,000 drain ports were installed to allow for the running off of rainwater and melting snow and ice. And the road surface itself was made of a long-lasting bituminous material that was designed to minimize spray from other vehicles during wet weather. Overall, the Confederation Bridge was designed to last for at least 100 years. But longevity and driver safety were not the only concerns, however. In fact, after the construction was complete, the designers and builders were awarded with a number of environmental awards for their proper treatment of the surrounding sea life habitat. And as it turns out, the environment is still collecting dividends to this day. In 2007, researchers conducted an in-depth analysis of current and historical air pollution data and determined that as a result of replacing the pre-existing ferry route, the Confederation Bridge has avoided the consumption of 16 million liters of fuel and the release of 44,000 tons of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases every year since it opened. This is simply because cars and trucks that use the Confederation Bridge consume 90% less fuel than the ferry system did, a fact which still shocks me as I say it. Plus, in 2011, all 315 roadway lights were replaced with high-efficiency LEDs, which resulted in a whopping 30% reduction in electrical demand for the entire operation.
Ocean to the left of us. Ocean to the right of us. That's a song too, isn't it?
Sort of. I think of ocean to the left of us, ocean to the right. Here I am stuck on a bridge with you. Yes, I'm stuck on a bridge with you.
That's right.
Perfect.
We're almost to the end, right?
Yeah, we are.
Actually, that was not a scary bridge, actually, I gotta say.
Can you imagine if it was one of those metal bridges, like where you can see through it?
Yeah, I don't like that, and then your tires kind of get caught in it.
Yeah.
You know how it goes up? Yes.
Yeah.
Don't like those at all.
So this is the longest bridge in the entire world.
Is it?
No, not even close. I think it's like the 13th longest or something like that.
You're
It's way shorter than the longest bridge.
Why do I believe you?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
At 12.9 kilometers, it may not hold any distance records for spanning open water, but during the winter months, it does become the world's longest bridge to span a sea of ice. Like an old lighthouse over there.
Yeah. He's trying to get it. I don't know if you'll see it in the video.
Yeah, probably not. The water's really sparkly over here too. It's pretty. There we go. We're in New Brunswick.
We are in New Brunswick. High
Yeah.
five.